Hello folks, welcome back. Here's a question. Does anyone in the South African government know what's happening in Simonstown? Seems like a fair question. Today, multiple conflicting reports are coming out of South Africa where purportedly the South African National Defense Force account on X announced that the Iranian Revolutionary Navy Naghdi ship, number 82, which is a Corvette, is in fact participating in the rogue nation's naval exercise after all. Now, this comes after Peter Fabricius reported from his sources within the South African government on Monday, the 12th of January, that Iran would withdraw from the exercise. Sources were confident that was taking place. Today's reporting, in the initial reporting I can find regarding this, came from @Dean Wingren on X at 10:45 local on the 13th of January 2026. He claimed the Naghdi emerged from the Simonstown naval base and put to sea. What exactly does that mean? Departing the docks does not confirm participation in the exercise, does it? It could, but could also not. @CommonSense_ZA reported at 1732 local that reports of Iran withdrawing from the rogue nation's naval exercise were premature, as the Naghdi is participating in the sea phase today. Newsday's Seth Thorne also reported this and shared a screenshot of a message purportedly from Sandef on their X account. Now, as I mentioned previously, the original confirmation came from Sandef itself on their X account. But when I searched that account, there was no such post. At 1837 local, @Recon1_ZA posted the original message from Sandef and a content is not available screenshot for the now dead link to that posting. @Recon1_ZA also provided an image shortly before that post of the Naghdi purportedly headed out to sea. So what do we know? It appears that the Naghdi has gone to sea today, the 13th of January 2026. It's also reasonable to conclude that this Iranian ship is participating in the sea portion of the exercise, despite press reports to the contrary yesterday, as it is highly unlikely the ship was headed back to Iran with the other two Iranian ships still sitting back in port. So what exactly is in play here, folks? Media sources punking credible journalists? Perhaps. Seems like a bad idea, though. Intentional effort to get Iran to depart? That's possible. South Africa's foreign and defense ministries in chaos and clueless? Well, that seems very likely. They definitely seem to be clueless and in chaos, that's for sure. Who would have invited Iran in the first place? Or, most likely, this is yet another clear example of the internal strife and opposing agendas at odds with each other inside the African National Congress itself. After all, the ANC controls foreign affairs and the military. There's no DA there. So what's going on here? What's actually happening? What we do know is apparently the ship did go to sea today, and it appears that it did participate in the drills. We don't know, though. We haven't seen any reporting from ships at sea confirming this, but it does seem most likely that's the case. What we also know at this hour is that South Africa's media at this point is not reporting on this development. It all comes from people on the ground or social media sources, with the exception of Newsday and independent journalists like myself who are commenting on it. Since I have no independent verification of what the ship was doing at sea, I can't confirm it. But it does seem reasonable that they participate in this exercise, which is contrary to what South Africa said. Meanwhile, in Congress, members of Congress are coming after South Africa, basically calling South Africa an enemy of the United States, and in no small measure because this exercise is taking place. Not a wise move for the South African government. Perhaps someone in the ANC realized that late in the game, and now there's someone pushing back against it. Whatever the case is, this entire exercise is already a debacle. Regardless of whether the sailors learn anything, there's any interoperability achieved, this is a public relations fiasco, a foreign policy own goal, a mistake of epic proportions by South Africa's government. It shows you once again how inept and clueless the people are that are in charge. I think Donald Trump has a message for the foreign minister of South Africa, Ronald Lamola. You're fired. If only Trump had the authority to do that, the guy would have been gone a long time ago. The new, young, bright light is just a faded, dim bulb and not very bright. And while we're at it, Minister 30% is the Minister of Defense, Angela Macheka. You are also fired, ma'am. You people have no idea what you're doing. This has been botched from the outset. Stupid, dumb, idiotic, poor decision making. So what's the truth here? Well, we'll see if News 24, IOL, Times Live, or the Daily Maverick ever get around to reporting on this story. Probably after people have confirmed what's actually happening. It seems that the media sources in South Africa don't work 24 hours a day. They work when it's convenient or they're comfortable. What say you, South Africa? Cheers.